Hi, this is Mash Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews and trailer reactions, well, you're in the right place. So want to subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're reviewing Free Guy. Free Guy is a 2021 action comedy film directed by Shawn Levy, starring Ryan Reynolds as Guy, Jodie as Millie Rusk, and Joe Keery as Walt McKees.
Guy is just an ordinary NPC in the video game Fall City. That is until he meets Molotov Girl, who breaks him out of his routine. He decides to become the hero of his own story.
So looking at the good, the movie is so much fun. Like, it is beginning to end, middle. There's not a second that you're like bored. I loved it. It was great. So much fun.
I was really confused in the beginning of the movie because we missed the trailer. So I had no idea what it was about. And I'm thinking, are these people getting mind controlled or something? Because what on earth are they doing? Because they seem totally fine with all the weird shit going on around them. It was weird. And then as I figured out what was happening, I'm like, that's interesting and pretty cool.
Yes.
The characters are really interesting as well because they build them up quite a lot. And I think that's what made me take a few moments to realize what was happening because they didn't just seem like NPCs.
Yes.
Because he had a best friend and they were chatting and walking to work. So it felt like more already.
And the characters were quite one-dimensional because Buddy was just the buddy cop. But in their one-dimensionalness, they were actually three-dimensional brilliant characters.
Yes.
Because they broke out of that at times. And the coffee girl,
Coffee girl.
was also just an ordinary NPC. But there was still so much more to the NPC than just coffee girl.
Yeah.
And it was weird how simple and basic the characters were, yet so rich and full of depth.
Yeah, because you wouldn't expect an NPC to have a best friend.
No.
And to go make plans for after work and stuff like that. Because that wasn't part of a plot line for the game. It was just them.
Yes. And Ryan Reynolds is fantastic in this. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, but he's more innocent and naive a bit and doesn't know how anything works, but he's still doing his best and he's being Ryan Reynolds throughout it. And it's funny.
Yeah, and he decides he's not going to play the game. He's going to do his own thing.
Yeah.
Which was in fact playing the game, just not how it was designed to be played.
No, he was being a hero. And then throughout the movie, you've got cameo after cameo after cameo, and like you could spend the whole movie just looking for cameos and just looking for Easter eggs and tidbits, and it's fun just doing that. Even I think we'll have to watch the movie again just to watch all those little Easter eggs for us.
The big plot in the movie is something that you can kind of figure out early on if you pay enough attention. And I'd love to rewatch the movie just to, like you say, look for those other Easter eggs that we've missed that weren't necessarily pointed out to us.
Yeah. So obviously for video game fans, you're going to love it because it's got all these Easter eggs and stuff as well. So definitely video game fan, go watch it now.
And even non-video game fans might enjoy it because it's interesting and they've built the characters so well that even if you don't necessarily play games, you're still going to be able to follow what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
And just enjoy it.
The world building really was quite insane in this. It's a crazy, huge virtual world. And even when we're not in the virtual world, you get a sense of the world that they're in, which is pretty much our world, but it's well done. It's very well done.
Yeah.
And then the movie kind of tries to make you think a bit as well, which I like movies that try and make you think a little bit, even after it's like the NPCs are kind of alive. It's AI, self-awareness, and you feel bad about all the NPCs you kill in games because you kind of don't think twice about it a lot of the times. And it's just like, I need whatever that character has, kill him. Okay, cool, I've got it, let's continue on.
Yeah, you definitely do kind of think about that. Like, that was so true, I would be so bad.
Yeah.
Because I think in the story, they're not kind of alive, the AIs are alive.
Totally.
And because of that, they kind of have a lot of nice positive messages in it, which was surprising because it's got like this feel-good message in this chaos.
Yes.
And I think one of the ones that stick out the most for me is that each moment is significant and important and worth living, even if it hasn't have any consequences for the future.
Yeah.
So this moment that you're in now is important and you should enjoy it. Not always worry, okay, what am I going to do next? What about tomorrow? What if I do this? Sometimes it's okay just to be happy in the moment. A moment is significant because you're enjoying it now.
And then looking at the bad, there's really not much bad about the movie. If I had to nitpick, and really this is just nitpicking, the scenes out of the video game are a lot slower paced. Has to be, because you can't, nothing can operate at that pace all the time. And the real world doesn't operate at that pace. And Ryan Reynolds not in the real world, so you don't get that interaction. It's a little bit worse than the video game world, but it's still good. I mean, it slows down the pace, it's not as good, but it's still good.
Okay. And I think for me, it's important to remember it's a Ryan Reynolds film, so even in the real world, there's some absurdity. Like the main bad guy in the real world, his character is a little bit crazy.
Yes.
And a bit over the top.
Yes.
So you kind of have to just keep in perspective of what type of movie you're watching. But it was just, as you expect from Ryan Reynolds, a really fun movie. In terms of ratings, I gave it a 9.
I'm giving it a 9 as well.
And I think just in terms of who should watch it, like we said earlier, I think basically gamers and non-gamers will enjoy this.
Yep.
But for very different reasons.
Yes. So let us know in the comments down below if you've seen the movie, what's your favorite cameo or Easter egg. Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.